Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. I think this is my third week in doing this. Third week of doing readings for each of the astrological signs. So, thank you for joining me. My name is Mary Jane Tracy, psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and I come every Tuesday. Right now, I'm doing every Tuesday. Hello, and I do a reading for the sun signs of your astrological sign. So it's your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign. So when I do the reading, it could be for either of those. Sometimes people have, their sun signs, they're an Aquarius and then they have a moon in Taurus. Hello from Southern Carolina. And and then their rising sign is Leo. So they got a lot going on. So, I mean, your sun sign, if you don't know, now here's the thing, if you're not sure, you can go on different sites to find out what your astrological chart looks like. You can go on to Cafe Astrology. That's a site that's really easy to read. And if you know your date of birth, place and time, they can give you your at least your sun and moon. If you don't know your date, your time that you were born, well, you can ask your mom. If mom can't remember, because sometimes they didn't pay attention to the time of birth. So you could actually call the hospital. You can look at your birth certificate. Some birth certificates have it and things along that line, and then you can put all the data in. Sometimes with that, also with putting the information in, you could just put in your date of birth and place, and then it'll just bring up your information for your chart. Now, if you want, and they'll give you a generalization of what your chart is about and the meaning of the placements and everything else. A lot of times, if you've never seen a chart before, it can be very overwhelming because there's a lot of glyphs in there. And if you don't understand what the glyphs are, I mean, what Mars is supposed to look like and Uranus and Pluto and all of those guys, because it's all done with glyphs, right? Sometimes they have information and stuff like that. But Cafe Astrology, if you want to go on Cafe Astrology, and they will give you an outline of basically of what your chart is. If you want an in-depth reading from an astrologer like myself, definitely you'd have to book it in and give me the information. And I go in and I pull your chart up and I go through your chart and look at the different transits and everything that is going on, and forecast, give you at least a 6 months forecast up to a year forecast of what's going to be happening with you in your chart. And that's a 2-hour reading. So you have to book 2 hours. And I could do it in an hour, but there's so much information and questions and, questions that you may want to ask and stuff like that. One thing about astrology, it can give you so much information. It is amazing the information that you receive from just even understanding somebody's sun sign. And we got the generalization of what, say, Aries is or what a Taurus person is, and we get that energy because of, or the information because of, if it's a fire, if it's an earth, if it's a water sign, right? So if it's one of the element signs, then we got an idea. So like for Aries is, a cardinal. We call it a cardinal because it's at the beginning of the year. It's the first sign in the zodiac. It's springtime. So, but although it's springtime, Aries is also a warring sign and it's ruled by Mars. So if you think about spring, everybody thinks of a beautiful spring day, but usually spring brings in a transition. It's a huge transition from winter, right? So the energies are starting to switch over. And yeah, there's thunderstorms, sometimes there's tornadoes, and there's all this different activity that happens when spring happens. Plus there's all that energy that has to get going and get started. And that's what spring does. It gets things started. So that's where we get the energy, the ideas and the information of, what an Aries is. So today, thank you all for joining me, and thank you for those who watch the replay. So I'm both on Facebook and Periscope. And this is all recorded, so it's going to be up later on. So if you can't stay for it all, it's about an hour or so of what I'm doing. So hopefully Facebook keeps me on for the whole hour. If not, I am on Periscope. And if you wish to join me on Periscope, it is a free app that you can download. And it is, and it goes worldwide. So you get a lot of different people from all over the place, from all over the world, that come and join the scope. And so you can do that. And then Periscope is all recorded too. So you can go back and look at the different videos that I've done also. So, and it sometimes has a little bit better feed than Facebook, just an FYI. So with that, and I have my water, I have my coffee, and yes, I still have my allergies, and I can just feel things come, my allergies just going crazy. And I don't like taking allergy medicine. I take holistic medicine sometimes with it, but sometimes it doesn't react fast enough, and I'm really bad, and I should know better because I am a herbalist. But I want things to happen now, and especially if I'm going out and about or doing things, and that you don't always want a runny nose. But unfortunately, today I got a runny nose, so you're going to have to bear with it. So we're going to get started, and we're going to start with Aries. So this is a general reading for the sign of Aries, starting from this Tuesday to next Tuesday. So from June 11th to next, the date for next Tuesday. So what? June 17th. So this energy is for you. Now, right now, today, generally, we have Libra. The moon is in Libra. So we have this energy of moon in Libra. Libra is all about balancing. Gotta love Libras. They're about balancing and trying to get the balance, even though they have a sword. And if they don't get the right kind of balance, they will skewer you to make it right. But Libra today and the energies today are very emotional. So you find that each day, wherever the moon goes, the moon has a real pull on us because it changes rapidly, changes every 2.5 days. So with this energy of Libra coming in, with this moon energy, and the sun is in Gemini, it takes 30 days for the sun to get through a sign because it moves a degree, an average of a degree a day. So with the sun being in Gemini, it's highlighting, and it's still focusing on Jupiter up there. And I look up because that's how I just sort of see it, but it's more like this kind of thing. And looking up at Jupiter and still looking at that expansion, but the moon is squaring things off. The moon is squaring off with Mercury and with Mars, and it wants answers. So I feel like we're going through a week of looking for answers as we are doing a big buildup, because we just came through the halfway phase of the moon. So we're doing this buildup to a full moon. We're doing this big buildup to get to this full moon energy, and to have that full moon energy. So we're really, things are starting to really burst up, right? Things are starting to burst up. So I should say the first quarter square, not the half moon, but the first quarter square. So we're having this buildup of energy. So the first cards I pull for the sign for Aries, we're going to do the astrology cards. And that's going to give you the overall energy of what you need to be looking at during this week for you. Oh, and all of them fall out. Oh. So, and if you are wanting a more detailed reading, like a monthly reading, so I do tarot horoscopes, and those are little monthly readings that I do, that I record and send to you. And they give you an idea of the energies that are going to be coming in for you, for your sign, and with the tarot reading for the month of July. So you have an idea, because July's, we're coming into some really freaky energies. When are we? So the 10th house. Ooh, 10th house has to do with career. So achievements outside. So this is a week of you looking at achievements, looking at things on the outside, wanting to get things in order. And I feel like this is a week for you, Aries, is getting things together, getting things organized, wanting to get things organized, wanting to get things put together. But it's, the one thing about it's getting things started, but it's also the follow through. And this 10th house is about recognition and where you want to be recognized. Now, it's not necessarily all about career and where you make your money. It could be something else. It could be, you know, where you want to be noticed within the community. You're wanting to get some, you know, maybe accolations there, or maybe there's something there that you want to have. And the word legacy keeps the word legacy came in. So maybe you're wanting to put something together for a legacy. Now, when people think of a legacy, they automatically think of Oprah or somebody like that. But a legacy could be just something just maybe simple for your family, something that you want, a tradition, or you want to leave on for your family. So it could be something that you're building up with the community, or something that you really enjoy doing and you want to pass it on. So this 10th house is coming in with some energy there of getting you thinking about it, moodling about it, you know, and you need to start putting some action into it. Now, I know right now with Mars, and Mars just came out of, you know, the emotional, you know, Mars is in an emotional state where, and that's your ruler of a lot of things being a little bit of emotional for you at this time. But you need to, this card, you need to really be aware of how you're doing it. So maybe you're doing it too much, or you're doing it, you might be stepping on toes. Unusual for Aries to step on people's toes. But you have to be careful on who you trust. It's your timing. It's how you present yourself. So maybe you need, I feel like maybe you need to sort of fluff it up a bit. Maybe not to be so harsh with whatever you're presenting. And the energies for the week is like really trusting your intuition on which direction you need to be going in when it comes to that career energy, or that energy of what you want to put forth for yourself. And with that too, oh my God, I did shuffle these, but anyways, here comes the eagle. The eagle's coming in, and you're going to be seeing your destiny and getting your clarity. These are cards that came up this morning in the reading on Instagram. So it is, you know, coming in that when you trust, when you start listening to your own intuition, and that's a lot of, you know, that's a lot for all of us to really start trusting our intuition. When you start really trusting your intuition, you're going to see yourself soar, because you're going to be being able to see things in a better light. And you're going to be finding that, okay, I'm glad I did step back from that and not push so hard, because there is something that you want to achieve. There's achievement that you want to start doing, my little Aries. And but you really got to trust yourself on the direction. So maybe there's something there you have to pull back on for that. Okay. And with that, we have your challenge card, which will be the tarot card. So we got a little bit of a challenge card, or a card for you to something that you need to overcome or work with. And it's not it. And it is the Ace of Wands, the card that I pulled out. I don't even know how that got in. These are old deck of cards. This is a card that was there. It was about, yeah, anyways. It's the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is about intuition. So this is a whole week of you trusting your intuition. And when you trust and you drop into your intuition, you're going to find who you can trust and not trust. If you're not listening to your intuition, you're going to find that you're going to be bashing up against a wall, and things are going to work for you. You're not going to be able to soar, because they want you to soar towards your destiny. And they asked me to pull out a Gaia card for you. I love these cards. These are a beautiful meditation card. But it's, you know, to bring in that guidance for yourself. I know sometimes with cards, I like cards that kind of fit in my hand. These are big, but the Gaia cards are beautiful. Oh, look at that. It's the Sacred Heart. It's the heart card. It's following your heart, your first consciousness. This is a week of really dropping in, listening to the intuition, and following the heart. And when you follow that heart, you're going to be able to be aware of what it is that you can trust and not trust when it comes to your career and where you want to set your sails in motion. So really listen to that this week, okay? And then you'll find that you're going to get great clarity with it all. And because those cards were sticky, my candle's far away from me right now, so I'm just using my lighter. This is cedar that I'm burning, and I'm just bringing in. Didn't really light too well. So if you find your cards get sticky at all, any of you, light some sage, some cedar, a candle. Tell I'm a firebug. There we go. Get things going. And just take the cards and just go over the smoke. Now this is, of course, it's flaming now, you know, but go over, this is, and then it'll burn down, and then you have the smoke. And I've been burning a lot of cedar lately, and I really like it. It does the same thing as sage, by the way. So if you have cedar, you can use cedar, right? Yeah, gather some cedar. Cedar is beautiful. It's beautiful, and it smells nice. And you can mix it in. So what I'm just taking the cards, and you'll find that once you do that, they're not sticky anymore. But sometimes when cards sit for a while, they get a little bit sticky, and or if you use them a lot. All right. So there we go. Woo, feeling better. All right. So now we are going on to Taurus, my little Taurians. So Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus is Earth. Taurus is a station, not a stationary. They don't move very much. They, you know, this is here. They are who they are. I'm a Taurus. I'm not moving. This is what I like. This is what I'm doing. You know, and they have Uranus in their sign. So Uranus is in the sign for 7 years. So Taurus, you have, there you go. You have them there for 7 years, and that's a stirrup for all of us. So what Uranus is doing in there, it's getting us to see the world differently, getting us to see how we deal with our money, our relationships, our health. It's bringing in a lot to do with health. So, so if there's any Tauruses in the house, we're going to start with the Tauruses. A fixed sign, that's what they are. For some reason I couldn't think of the word fixed. But this is really, you know, shaking up. So if any of you are having, maybe your financial flow has taken a turn or is slowed down recently, then you will find that, you know, that's Taurus. You know, that's with that energy. And it'd be interesting to find where Taurus is in your chart too, right? Because Taurus rules the second house. The second house is money. So when we have that second house to be about money, because Taurus, bullion, bull, and your relationship with money, it's interesting to find out where it is in your chart, okay? Because the Taurus could be in your 5th house, which has to do with your inner child. And you're like, oh, okay, so I have to deal with how I'm feeling with it, right? So, so that's why I love people getting their natal charts done. It just gives you a whole idea. And we are dealing, and I say the 5th house, okay. We're dealing with the 5th house for Taurus. And the 5th house is your inner child. It's a house, when we look at it, has to do with children. It has to do with how you deal with children. It has to do with romance. So this week coming up for Taurus has to do with romance, has to do with how do you romance yourself? How do you care for yourself? How do you care for that inner child? The inner child is this part of us that has that intuition, that sort of that knowingness. When we go into the inner child is one that helps us with direction. And the inner child sometimes needs to be healed because of past wounds. And this is bringing in creativity too. So we're bringing in this creativity on where you're allowing yourself to be creative. Because if you look at a child, when a child is doing finger painting, a child doing finger painting, a little one, when they're finger painting and painting, they're just like, I just like green today and I'm just doing green. They just allow it. But as we get older, we get muddled. And I feel like somehow with the Tauruses, and you guys, you know, are And I feel like there's a little bit of muddling there. There's a little bit of mud there, and you're not getting through the mud. I heard children playing helps heal our inner child. Yes. And it's, that's with the creativity, right? So there's this energy that's coming in that wants you to get in back into that playness, that playfulness, and get into that drive. And this is a week to get back into that drive for you. And of course, here comes flowers. Oh, flowers. So the flower card comes in, and it's like to be open. A flower, is just open. It just does. It's beautiful. It's vibrant. It brings in that success. So, this could be a week that, for that creativity, maybe you need to bring in some flowers. Maybe it's planting, getting back into the earth. Planting is a really big thing for you. And getting into seeing, and that's going to see that fulfillment come in, give you that direction of where you need to go and how that direction looks for you. And knowing that there's thorns. So, of course, even with flowers, there's thorns. Hawthorn berries, there's thorns on roses. So this is weathering out the challenges. So if there's something there that's within you that you're trying to figure out this week, you're trying to figure out, Taurus, that there's something going on and that you're trying to muddle through it. And that's what I feel. There's a lot of muddling. There's a lot of mud that some of the Tauruses that have out there. And I feel this energy of, and you're trying to figure it out. Know that through the mud, that's where a lotus flower comes. Know through the mud that, you get through this, that even though that there's thorns, the thorns were there to protect you. There was a protection that happened there for you. There was a protection that came around you to help you and guide you. But there's this part, or there's this energy that's coming through, and I just froze on Facebook, of course. I love this. Okay. Am I back? I'm back on Facebook. Hello. So there's this energy that's coming forward for you, Taurus, to really look at what you need to start to plant. And that with you weathering whatever's going on within that inner, whatever you're working on that inner child, that inner being, that you're going to come through it. You're going to come through it in a beautiful way. And the card, there's conflict. So this weathering is bringing in some kind of conflict. There's some kind of conflict that's going on. And it's like, yeah, you got these guys with their sticks in the air, and that's what, the Five of Wands is. But there is this energy that's coming in that's saying, okay, their sticks are in the air, right? They may not be fighting everyone, but it's coming back to you knowing that when this flower keeps coming in, knowing that there is success there. Are you doing your gratitudes and your IMs? Doing the gratitudes and the IMs are really powerful. You did not freeze. Oh, I froze on my end. There's such a energy there for you to really dig in and to overcome whatever you're fighting against or whatever you're coming up abruptly against, and that you're going to be weathering through it. You're going to get through it because things are going to blossom for you. Okay. So this is a week of, just get into your feelings, really get into your feelings. And when you get into your feelings, you can move forward, right? Move forward. Let's write them down. Night wind. Ooh. So the night wind, facing your fears, subconscious release and healing. That's what your week is. Working with that fifth house is a releasement. A releasement against all of the conflict that's been going on within you in order for you to blossom and come through whatever you're weathering. And that's a big one for you. And this is going to get you to so that you can see things on a better footing. Okay? There you go, Taurus. Woo, Taurus! Who do we have next? After Taurus, we have lovely Gemini. If you notice, there's no water when we come into the spring energies. And so it always goes to a cardinal, to a fixed, to a mutable. So usually 3 signs within a season. And the fixed sign is the middle of the season. And then we get into the mutable, which is the change of the season. And that's what Gemini brings in. Gemini is a child. It's a teenager. It is, it is that energy that comes in that wants to bring in some change, that wants to bring in some, something new and different. So usually Geminis, they got like 20 things on the go. Their brain is nonstop. And they talk a lot. They just talk a lot. And with Geminis right now, the sun is there. The sun is highlighting things for you. And there's a lot of highlighting that's coming in for you. And this mutable cross that we just had is really getting things in a new movement for you, and really getting things to move forward for you, where I just feel like there's a stagnation there maybe for a bit for a few of the Geminis. But the thing is that Mars is going to be coming into your sign soon. And when Mars comes into the sign, I mean, Mars causes a lot of crazy disruption because it just has been dealing with its emotions in Cancer. And it's going to be coming in. So Mars is coming into this energy, and it's going to be coming in, and I feel like there's going to be some changes or some erratic energy coming in for you of movement. So I feel like there's erratic energy coming in for you. And with that erratic energy, of course, here comes Aquarius. No offense to any Aquarians, but there is this looking outside of the box, this energy of working with freedom, with loving, with getting out of the box. And that's, I know Geminis don't like to be in a box, but this is where, this rebellion energy is coming in, and industrial, because Aquarians like to, they're the scientific brain. They're the ones who think outside the box. They're the new age, this new age, this new energy. They're the rulers of, with Uranus, of astrology. Let's look outside. Let's look outside more of ourselves. And I feel with Gemini, that energy is coming in. But the thing is, you got to keep grounded, because this is air on air. Your air, they're fixed air. So this is air that's coming in, air that's pushing you, and you're going to be feeling like you're going to be flopping. So you got to be really careful this week to making sure that you keep grounded so that you can stay focused on where you want to go, because a lot of ideas are coming in for you, and it's very electrical. Okay, it's very electrical, and your ruler is Mercury, right? And Mercury kind of goes in and out of the worlds, right? Sounds like a tornado. Mercury goes in and out of the worlds. And when Mercury goes in, Mercury is neither good nor bad. Mercury just sees everything, right? It goes, into both sides of the world. So it sees. And when it sees things, it's like, ooh, okay, maybe I'm going to try some of that. Maybe that looks good. Maybe, this is going to be an exploration week for you to explore things. And of course, we got the Death card coming in for you. And the Death card is as you're going to be actually going through a transformation. And that's where I feel this energy of back and forth and movement is going to allow for this movement, for this exploration, for you to become into this transformation, to see things, because it's going to be a transitioning from where you were to where I feel like to where you want to go to. And with it, of course, we got the Beware card. This card is coming up like crazy. This card is saying, it's about being careful, to trust at this time. It's getting you to trust. So be aware of who you are trusting. Because Geminis are just going out there, they're having fun, they want to party, but it's like, ooh, maybe I don't want to party with them. Maybe I don't want to go with them. Maybe I want to try I want to go to this sound healing group tonight. Oh, that would be good. right? So this is trusting so you can have that transformation. Because a lot of things that you might have done before in the past is moving away. And you got to trust as you're moving away, you're coming into new territories. It's like you're entering into a new forest that you've never been in before. So you got to get to know. You got to get to know the lay of the land. And that's where you're coming to, because you're wanting to get to know more. And with this movement, it's like, okay, how does this feel? You know, can I trust over here? No, that doesn't feel so good over there, so I think I'll stay on the path. So this is really getting into that trusting. And so that this energy, because it's freedom of love, freedom of just going out, but it's being able to go out, but be smart, not be an idiot about it, and and go willy-nilly and say, oh, maybe I will go to that rave. I've never been there and there's nobody I know. You don't go to a rave by yourself, just an FYI, just, you know. You go usually with some friends and people that you trust, because the rave can be kind of crazy. So this energy is coming in to say, you know what, you got to look at where you're going to, and if it doesn't feel right, then you're not going to go. Don't go just because it sounds like a good idea. And with that, okay, there's this energy of saying, you know, yeah, you're going to move forward. Yes, there's some energy of you moving forward. But there's people, and that, because this is part of the death card, of that are going to no longer be in your alignment, because you're moving forward. You're going into a new direction. You're going into a direction of where you want to be. And it's a little bit rebellious. And being a little bit rebellious, there's that transformation, but you really got to watch, you know, where it is. And if you don't trust somebody, you don't trust somebody. You go forward with it. Okay, you go forward with it. This is a you know, you're coming into some testing times, and really trusting your instincts with this. And usually Geminis have pretty good instincts. You got, you know, my second son is a Gemini, and it's funny because when yesterday we were searching out sites for the at Fish Creek Park. I have an idea of where I'm going to be, but I said, let's go check out some other places. But as we're going through the Deer Run and other areas like that, and driving through there, and I said to him, I said, I don't think I want to move here. There's some beautiful houses in here, but I wouldn't want to live here. And he goes, no, the energy's not good here, Mom. And this is a kid that really doesn't talk about energies at all, but he goes, no. But as soon as he says he doesn't like somewhere, you know that there's crazy shit. But when we got into the park, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Amethyst. So this week, my little Geminis, get some amethyst. Amethyst is going to give you the confidence. It's going to bring you in the transformation. It's going to help you with clarity. And it's also a protection stone. So have some amethyst, wear an amethyst necklace, a bracelet, have, you know, an amethyst, you know, bracelet with amethyst on it. If you want to carry a chunk of amethyst in your purse or in your bra, or, you know, in your pocket, you can do that. But amethyst is coming in. And of course you have, you know, there's a Star of David there. And that Star of David is as above, so below. It's a protection star. Okay, Solomon's star, the Merkabah. It's that energy that's coming in to come in to protect and surround you as you are going through this transformation for yourself. Okay, so there you go, my little Geminis. Okay, Geminis. Now we're going to Cancer. Cancers are cardinal. Cancers are emotional. Cancers rule home. They like to be home. They don't like to move from their home too often. There's emotion with Cancer. They have a hard shell, remember, because of the crab. They're ruled by the crab. So there's a hardness, but there's an ooey gooey center. They move in a different way than others, because the crab doesn't go forward, it goes back and forth. But a crab is also that of water and land. So being Cancer, you can be very diverse in what you do and what you love, right? So this is coming in for you, Cancers. Amanda, oh, you're feeling stagnant? Yeah. Yeah, things are going to start moving forward for you, okay? And things are going to start transforming. Next month, for anybody, Geminis, for Geminis, for a tarot horoscope, if you want to get your tarot horoscope for next month, it's an interesting month for Geminis next month. You really have to be, it's a cautious month. That's all I'm going to put out there for you, is to be a little bit cautious. It can be good. There's some goodness, but it can go either way. But then that's the twin. That's the twin energy. You can go either direction. Something could come ahead and it looks fabulous, and then you're like, oh, but I don't want to go there, and I'm going somewhere else. So yeah. So for July, for your tarot horoscope, just an FYI. Oh, Sherry. I forgot you're on the scope, Sherry. So let's go, Cancer. So this is for Cancer, sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign. That's for all of them. So the card that's coming out for you, Venus. Oh, Venus coming out with love. Venus desires success. She rules Libra and Taurus. She loves. I mean, when she comes into a sign, she likes to spend. She'll be coming into Cancer near the end of July. So she brings in that energy of wanting to get things done, of wanting to spend. She wants to spend. You know, she wants to. Right now, she's in Gemini. She's moving around and stuff. But there's this energy for you, Cancers, with Venus coming in, is looking at your desires. What do you want? What does success mean to you? Now, the thing is that having the North nodes in Cancer, having those North nodes in Cancer, so that's all about this internal rise of emotion. It's not about accolations. It's not about what you can get and how. It's not about being the workaholic, because opposite to the North nodes, the South nodes are in Capricorn, and Capricorn is all about structure. It's all about how to make the best success, right? So the South nodes is past life. So in this, and where the energies are right now, there is this part where you need to really get into your definition of emotion, your definition of self, and not give a fuck what other people are saying. And that's what Venus is coming in to tell you. Because the energies for you, as we're going between this week and next week, we're going to be heading into summer. And summer, you know, of course, my retreat is coming up for the summer solstice. So this is about this transformation, this indulgence. What are you wanting to do to indulge more for yourself? And how does that feel? And I feel like there's fear. There's fear of disruption within the house. There's fear of disruptions within all of that, but it's Venus coming in and allowing you to look at things in a new way. And with that, we have hidden gifts. There's gifts there that maybe you haven't discovered. There's gifts there that are coming through, but there's, you know, like if you look at him, he's a lovely little angel that come in, and these gifts are coming in, and I feel like there's a bit of a sadness. You know, of course there's sadness with those gifts because something's ending, but you got to trust your heart. Sacred Heart's coming in. Sacred Heart is positive, you know, is positive, but it's also, Sacred Heart is so powerful. When you see any of them, you know, holding their heart and working with their heart, you know, the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and you see that heart outside of him, you know, and it's wrapped and the flames are coming off of it. This Sacred Heart is so fabulous, you know, is so coming in and saying, let's bring in your spiritual communion. Let's bring in this sacrament for you, because it's a new beginning. There's a new beginning that's coming in with Venus. Venus is showing you that you have there's success there for you. We want to give you this success. We want to guide you with success. But you got to let go. Ooh, Cancers, letting go of shit. Letting go of what no longer, because you want to stay in your house. You go out when you want to go out. You know, you do have friends and you go out and you have your circle. Usually have your circle. I find Cancers usually have boxes or bowls. They love boxes and bowls and put things in, collectibles. And this is where this, you know, energy is coming forward. And it's about bringing forth something new for you. But in order for that newness to come in, you have to let go. You have to let go and trust. If you're not let going and trusting, then it's going to be very difficult for something to come in, right? It's like your front door is blocked and you got all these stuff in front of your door and you're trying to open your door and nothing can come in. You got to sort of wiggle in, you know, like a hoarder. So there's stuff that needs to be let go of this week in order for you to acquire a higher sense of self, in order for you to have that. And of course, we get the Lover card reversed. And the Lover card reversed is really looking at that internal, and I'm going to go with personal, that internal love of self. That internal of whatever that love is that you're blocking. There's something there that you're blocking. Because the Lover card is all about, of course, love, negotiation, partnership. What is that? What is that that's blocking you? Because Venus is love. Okay, Venus is love. This is love. You know, we got this thing about love coming in. So what is it that you're not loving in your life anymore, but you're still hanging on to? And when you let it go, it brings in some really fabulous stuff for you. But it's that transformation. It's that releasement. And sometimes we don't want to release things. We don't want to let things go because that means, oh my God, I got to let go of control. Self-noting Capricorn. I got to let go of control. I cannot control it all. I have to rely on somebody else. I have to put my trust in somebody, in something else. But I'm afraid to do that because if I do that, that means I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, I just got like, freaking out, freak city, you know? And it's like you're claiming it's like you love something for one thing. You're not looking at that one thing might be fabulous, but everything else is a bunch of bullshit. So this is looking at it all and saying, you know, you might love for one thing, but if you let that go, everything else that you want can come in. But you gotta wash your hands away. You gotta let it go. And the Moonlight Goddess. The Moonlight Goddess comes in. Isn't she gorgeous? I love these cards. I mean, so when she comes in, following the moon phases. So we're in a quarter phase and going up to, you know, this energy with with the moon. And it's coming in with this reflection. It's coming in. It's like, because the moon highlights things. So what are you repressing? Because the moon is going to come in and highlight things even more for you. So this is a week of looking at whatever you're repressing, whatever you need to be healed to allow to let it go. Because I feel like sometimes you can overanalyze something to a point that it just is, no, you overanalyze it to a point that you can't analyze it anymore. So how much more can you analyze shit, right? So Cancers, it's time to let it go. It's time to move forward in order for you to find the truth of what it is that you need in your life at this time. So it's pretty heavy duty for you this week, my little Cancers. As we move along and we plug along, and we go along, and then we hit the fire. We hit Leo. Whew. Leos are fixed. They're fire. God help us, we try and move a lion or a bull or a Scorpio. Those are fixed signs, or an Aquarius. You find fixed signs are usually quite stubborn. I mean, bulls are, I think the Tauruses are the worst ones to try and move them, to try and change. They will eventually, but it has to be on their turf. And then the Leos come in. The Leos are the heart, right? They're the sun. They're ruled by the sun. And I feel for Leos this week, we're coming into the heart of things, because we're coming into, slowly coming into a change of season. We're going to be coming, closer to a full moon in Sagittarius. And then we hit these eclipses that are going to be happening. And I think for, the Leos, and especially this week, there is this foundation coming in for you of Aries, of getting, here comes Aries. Oh, Aries and Leo. So this is basically your sister sign. But this is a sign of starting things. So this is a sign of getting things started. You're the sign of, okay, it's getting started. Let's move it. Let's look at it. Let's balance it. Let's bring it forth. And I feel like things are getting started for you. And there's a lot of stuff that's getting started for you this week, but you're sort of sitting on the fence, Leos. And it's like, I want to push you to get things started. So this energy is very, Aries is dynamic. You're ruled by Mars. You want to get things done. And Mars is coming into your sign, and Mars only comes into the sign, because the way it moves every 2 years, like it doesn't take a whole year for Mars. It takes Mars a while to get around. And I feel like this energy that's coming in for you is really bringing in a reflection of where you want to go, and bringing in that reflection. And here comes the Devil card. So the Devil card is like, take care, avoid temptation and deceit, because things can start off really quickly for you. But when they start off quickly, that doesn't mean that you're going to take it. Sometimes things start off quickly, but it's not exactly what you want it to be. And maybe it's not in your alignment for you, because there's a whole world out there for you. There's something more for you. So with this Aries energy, I just feel like it's almost a caution of being open to other possibilities that are going to be coming in. It's getting curious. Curiosity, my little cat. Be curious, get in there, look at it. If it doesn't look right, back away, go into something else. So this is really a week of getting curious about different things. That's what Aries does. It's bringing a spark in there for you to get curious about different things, about different people, about how things are going to be laid out for you. So really get curious this week on what things that you want to do. It could be even macrame came in, but different creative things that you may not have tried. Okay, you may not have tried. No, you didn't, Miss Libra. So get curious on that right now. Okay, and it's important for you to get curious. You're a cat. And as you do that, you're going to find more happiness. Okay? That's how you're going to find it. It's just, don't stick in the same thing. That's why Aries is coming in. Aries is coming in so to show you that not to get stuck. Try some other things. Get that spark on something else. And then, the Devil card is saying, for you with that spark, well, maybe that doesn't work, or maybe that's not in your alignment, or it doesn't feel right. Then you don't have to do it. Right? I know it says avoid temptation, but there's something there that you need to start. You need to look at it, but you need to trust yourself so that you're open to that new possibility. So this is about weighing shit out. This is about balance, in order to find that love. So this is really a week of like, oh, not sure, maybe, let me try that. Okay, it didn't feel right. And then, oh, that feels really good. I'm going to, this does feel like it's in my alignment. This does feel like it's right for me. And then you can carry it on, because remember, you're the fixed. You're the fixed fire. You're the big bonfire. But the thing is that if we get you too big, right, a bonfire needs to be contained. Like you can have fire in the house, like a fireplace. You have a fire in the house and it's wonderful and it gets warmth. But if a spark gets out and it gets crazy, then the house could burn down. So this is really watching how that fire is burning. It's really being disciplined on watching how your fire is burning, and where if it's getting too out of control somewhere, where you need to hone it back in and saying, okay, that's not where I need to go. And then seeing where another area where this fire is allowing you to, oh, I can expand in a very wonderful way, in a very healthy way. And in that, I can allow myself to shine, because the sun is beautiful. We all love the sun. We all love warmth. But too much sun, what happens? You get burned, right? So this is really watching that energy on where it is that you need to work on, and where things do feel like they're out of control. The spark got out of control, right? So strength. You have the strength to do that. Look at that. It's a little kitty there. It's that strength card. You have that strength. You have the infinity of strength. It's there for you. So whatever you are going forward and trying to do, or wherever you want, whatever you need to contain, you have the inner strength to work on it and do it in order for you to have more harmony and fulfillment in your life. You go, my little Leos. Leo, okay. Virgos. Any lovely Virgos in the house? Do you have any Virgos in the house? Watching Empress. Waiting for Sagittarius. Oh, I know Sagittarius is near the end. It's okay. We're on Virgo. Be patient. It's recorded. Fast forward. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking with me. And please share this out to your friends. And so I love doing this. Virgo is mutable. It's funny, Virgo and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury, right? So they're both it's a look at all my Virgos are coming up. Here I am. I'm here. My Virgos. So Virgos are a mutable sign, but they're an earth sign. They are a sign that brings in organization, right? But they do have a thought process where, you might think they don't talk a lot, but they do. There's an internal chatter, a perfectionism within them. And there's this internal chatter. There's a constant chatter within them that they have to do. So with that, this Virgo energy that's coming in, it is that internal chatter. And I think sometimes, for you really need to, I got write it out. And the other thing is that, Mercury is flying through. Mercury's going to stationary in July in Leo, and then it's going, as it goes back, it's going to go back into Cancer for the last half. So, I mean, you got your planet is really starting, it's going, but it's going to start slowing down. And where you are wanting to take action, right? So quiet. And it's the internal chatter, because, Virgos, I mean, people think that they're organized in different ways. Some Virgos are super neat, super organized, right? And then you get the other ones but they have a junk room, a room that they throw shit in, that they don't let anybody else see. But the thing is that you know, with that Gemini too, Geminis usually have a lot of piles everywhere and don't touch any of their piles. They know what's in there. They have a way of sorting things out. Now, depending on what else is in their sign, that's only one element of the sign, right? So depending what their moon sign is and how that goes in. So, but they do, there's a lot of anxiety that comes in with it. And we got Chiron. Chiron's in Aries right now. We don't hear, you know, I haven't mentioned too much about Chiron. Chiron is the one who became immortal. He is the warrior that died. It's so fucking loud. Tessa, shh, quiet. Your healing power, empathy, ability to teach and learn remedies. Chiron is the healer. He's the shamanic healer. And being in Aries, he's coming in. So he's coming into Aries for 7 years. And there's 2 signs that he goes through for a long period of time, and that's Pisces. It's the Pisceans, which are Pisces are the end of the sign, end of the zodiac, and then we have Aries. So he goes through the, you know, when it comes to bringing in, or, you know, the spiritual side, you know, Pisces are very spiritual, to coming into Aries to get things sparked, to get things going of whatever you've been learning for the last 7 years, to start putting it together. Aries has that. I mean, Chiron has that. Virgos have that. They have that healing capacity. But the thing is that it's like, it's up because they're this earth. It's like, but I want to see it. So I feel like for a lot of my Virgos out there, I feel there's a lot of healing that's coming in, but it's looking at a very natural way of healing and going into the healing. And the Ashwanga came in for you guys. I don't know, Ashwanga. So for anybody who's Aries out there, start looking into Ashwanga. And we're on Virgo. You know, you gotta have a shower. Okay, I allow you to have a shower. We're on Virgo. And that's because I feel there's so much internal talk for you. You know, so much internal, that you really need to look at the adaptogens within your body right now. And I feel like there's a lot. I got them, they're all popping up here. My my Virgos here is saying that, you know, Chiron's coming in because there's some healing that needs to be done on this internal healing. And you're coming into this week of looking at what it is, right? We're on Virgo. We're on Virgo, but Chiron is in Aries. So that's where I was getting mixed up. Sorry. So we're on Virgo. So with the Virgo, there's this energy that's coming in because there's this constant, and I feel like there's this constant energy that's going around you, and you're trying to figure all of this out. You're trying to figure all what's going on in the universe out and trying to make sense of it all. And I feel like it's almost where you're in a constant fright or flight mode with this energy. And in comes Chiron. Chiron's bringing in this ability to understand, to bring in this ability to heal oneself, and and bringing in that healing capacity. And we have a transformation card for you. So transformation is coming in with the healing, because when you're healing yourself, when you're coming out of a healing, you're coming into a transformation, right? Ashwanga. Ashwanga is it's a root that is from India and parts of Africa. But the root, when they dig it up, it's wet, it's moist. It actually smells like horse. And the reason why, and that's where, you know, when it smells, because horses are healers. Horses are these healers, but they this dampness of it. So this energy of healing, of being that, of healing the different parts. And it goes to the adaptogens. The adaptogens are the stressors within the body. And Ashwanga brings in that healing within someone for you. And it's you know, it's good for the nervous system. It's good for the heart. It helps to bring in more of a and I got like a slowness, like things just start to where you might be up here and you just feel like things just start to like, oh, I can breathe now. So Ashwanga is it's a really nice herb to use. And with that death, we've got death and birth. So of course, with the death comes a birth. Of course, with the healing comes the death. And with the death comes the birth. And that's what I'm feeling is happening with a lot of you guys, is that there is this energy that of renewal, transformation, and bringing in new opportunities, right? You can find ashwagandha at any health food store. Any health food store will sell ashwagandha. Okay, so you can go into it's no, you're going to ask me how to spell it, but that's pretty close. There's an H in there. Ashwagandha. Yeah. So, and you can find it at any health food store. You can even order it online. So it is, and it is something that it's good for any age, basically. I mean, it is an Ayurvedic herb, and I'm not an Ayurvedic doctor. I'm just I'm not a practitioner, just relaying information. So yeah. So yeah, Google it, Melissa, Google it, and Tessa, Google it, and you'll find how well it works. It is a beautiful herb, and it's very, very diverse, right? And especially if somebody's going through a lot of crazy anxiety and stuff, or a lot of internal talking. So ashwagandha is really a nice. It's one of those nice overall ones. And what it does too, it helps to bring in the cooling. So when we have herbs that do cooling, so cooling the blood, we call it. And so when we're cooling the blood, we're allowing things to flow. If the blood is getting too hot, that means it can get sticky and it can get stagnant. And what happens is inflammation. So if there's a lot of inflammation within your body, that means you're running pretty hot. And we want to bring in a cooling. We want to bring in this coolness for the body so it can start to heal. All right. So with that, we got thinking of you, loving thoughts, serendipity. Ooh, loving thoughts, serendipity. So I feel there's this love around you, and bringing this love forth for you. And as we have this love for you with this Chiron, this beautiful healer is coming in, right? And we're wanting to bring in that healing. We want to bring in that healing for you. And we want to have things to go, because I feel a lot of you are running hot. You're hot. This is when you're hot, but when you're hot, like there's a different types of hot. And I feel like you're running in a little bit too hot. And so there's a lot of things going on within the body that needs to bring in that calmness, right? And if we're not bringing in the calmness, right? And that also comes into your meditation practice and bringing in a meditation practice. So my little Virgos, there's a lot going on for you this week. And it doesn't help that your sidekick Libra is really causing some havoc in the emotions today for you, with squaring off to everybody, squaring off to Pluto. And he's like, the moon is like in there. He's like, I want to know all of this. And you're just like, hang on. Whoa, we got to balance it out. Let's ground it out. Let's look at it in a little bit more rational way. So, oh, Virgo Leo cuz is kicking your ass. I bet it is. Negotiation. I'm Scorpio. So here we go. We got the Three of Pentacles. So that means being seen. You are being seen. Things are being seen. So the Three of Pentacles is coming out. That's that whatever you're doing, whatever healing or whatever you are doing out in the world, you are being seen. People are seeing what you are doing. You are being appreciated for what you are doing. So know that, and that's an important part. I mean, for all of us, but it's really important for Virgos to know that they get the pat on the back, that they get, yeah, you're doing a good job. Thank you so much. That they hear that. They need to hear. They need to be heard that they're doing a good job. If they're not, if they don't hear that they're doing a good job, then they're kind of like, oh, am I doing good? What's going on? What did that person say? It's internal Crazy. So knowing that you are being heard, knowing that things are being heard for you. Okay. Whew. And we move on and we move to Libras. So, and I saw Candace just came in. We did Leos. You missed it. You're going to have to watch the replay, Candace. So we're going to Libras. Libra, Libra, Libra. Libras in the house. Oh, boy, Libras. So you have the moon right now with you. And the moon is coming in, and it's, you know, as I say, it's squaring off with everything. But I feel like for Libras, it's really trying to make sense of it all. James is in the house and trying to make sense of everything that's going on. And, you know, many times you want to take that back seat. And I think sometimes there's an obsessiveness with Libras when it comes to certain aspects, whether that's health. Thank you. Whether that's health or, you know, money. Because you're air, you're the cardinal, you know, you're the cardinal. You're going into fall, right? So you're this cardinal sign of wanting to bring in practicality, you know, wanting to bring in, you know, here we got the sword and here we got, you know, the scales, and you're trying to bring in practicality. Let's bring in the practical part of this. But you're like, oh, but that could be practical, or that could be practical, and oh, I really like that. And you're disagreeing with me? Well, I don't think so, but I love you. You know, there's that side, and I think there's this side that's coming through with the Libras that is trying to figure it all out. And of course, we got Chiron for you too. So it makes sense, Virgo and Chiron. I just feel like it makes sense that you both are trying to heal at this time, right? Let the party begin, because Candace has arrived. So there's this part that really is wanting to heal. There's a lot of healing that needs to be going on, right? And as you see, I am shuffling these cards, so you're not going to get the exact same cards. Well, at least I hope not. I could shuffle and you could still get the exact same cards. There's celebration there. Ooh, you got celebrating. So with this, and with this transformation and with things are going, you need to celebrate. You need to bring in excitement into your world. You need to bring in that celebration. You need to allow for that movement to happen. Because even though you're trying to figure out, well, why is Mercury and Mars over here? And what is Pluto doing over there? And why are the South nodes being such assholes? You know, there's this energy that's coming in of, okay, you know what? There's a lot in my life I need to celebrate. There's a lot that's going right in my life, and I need to embrace that. I need to allow that, and I need to bring in my angels for guidance. Now, many of you may not have worked with angels before, or you have no idea how to work with angels, right? And, oh, Melissa's doing her second Reiki share. Yay! When we're working with the angels, you don't need to know their name. You can just say angels, 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 angels. Help me. Guide me. Show me the way. You know, you don't need to know anything specific. You just need to know angels. And ask them to protect you upon your journey, because you're ready to bring something new in your life. You're ready to have that celebration. There's healing that's still being done. There's the ability, you have that ability to be the empath. And that's the other thing about Libras. They're very empathic. They feel everything. And sometimes they don't even know why the hell they're feeling things. And that's that because of who they are. They're trying to figure it all out, and they're feeling, ooh, they don't feel good and they don't feel good. And if I do that, then they really won't feel good. And now I'm really not feeling good, you know, so, or, you know, they have that empathic way, which is beautiful when you understand that you are empath. When you understand that you're an empath, that means that you're able to allow for the healing. Ashwanga would be good for you too. But I feel there's a lot of heart things going on with a few of you. And there's things to go with your heart. Motherwort is fabulous. Motherwort is really a beautiful tincture that you can get that really helps to bring in that balance. Libras sometimes have a tendency towards depression because they feel it's an emotional one of not so much, I'm not going to diagnose anybody, but it's not, I'm not going to say a clinical depression, but there's a part of them because they are trying to bring balance to the world. And this is a week of looking at what you have done to celebrate it. To celebrate it and bring the angels in so that you have that guidance. That you have the guidance. And with that guidance, you're able to decipher and not absorb so much crap, right? And it's healing. It's healing. It brings in the beautiful healer. It's that healing energy. And that healing energy is reconnecting you to your true nature. It's that Chiron that's coming in that's reconnecting you to allow you to feel, to heal, to release, and the angels are protecting you within that and telling you it's okay. It's okay to be doing this right now. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel those feelings that you're feeling with them, but not to stay in them, to feel them. Anger can be a real positive thing. Anger can be a motivation. A lot of Libras are pissed off. They're a really angry pit. A lot of Libras, you think that they're loving and caring and everything to the world, but there's a lot of pissed off energy in Libras where there's a lot of anger that goes on. And the anger can be a motivation, but it can also be something that's going to don't stir my scales, stuff that goes on. So it's to understand too that, you know what, okay, why am I getting angry? I found, and this is a funny thing in my own practice with Libras, is that when I get them to do meditation and going into deep meditations, what I have found on average, I'm not saying all Libras, but on average, is that they get angry when they meditate. There's an anger that comes in because they're getting into that stillness and there's that rumbling. And sometimes they have to get through that in order to get to the next step. Me to Detroit, Melissa. No, I don't want to be to Detroit, Melissa. My mother was from Detroit. I know, but there is, what the fuck out, and just don't tip your scales. But there is. And when you get into your silence, when you get into that depth of who you are, right? You get into that true depth. Sometimes there's things that are sitting down there that because you didn't make a decision on something has to come out and you have to release it in order for you to bring in the celebration and having that celebration. And with that, you have the Queen of Wands. She's fabulous because she goes by her intuition. She goes within her first instinct, not her second or third. She goes, no, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. And you know what? I love you. I love you all, but my direction is over here. This is where I'm going. She's not looking forward at you. She's looking off. She's looking off towards her passion, where she needs to go. And that's for Libras, looking at your passion, looking at where you need to go. Then you're able to celebrate. Then you're able to bring in that healing because you're not worried about what anybody else is thinking or saying. All right. Here we come. Here it comes. Amen. Amen. You got that one right. Here we come. Whew. We're coming to the deadly sign. Scorpios. They're fixed. They're water. I always thought of Scorpios as being not so much water as lava. They're not the babbling creek, the beautiful ocean. You know, Scorpios are lava, man. They are the depth. They are hell. They are ruled by Pluto. Old ruler is Mars, right? That is Scorpio. That is the taboo energy. And it is the energy that gets people scared because we take you to a place you don't want to go. And, you know, Scorpio's in my 5th house, so it's in my inner child house. The sun is. But I also have 4 or 5 other planets in my Scorpio, in Scorpio. So, and it just, yeah, my natal chart is quite interesting. And with that, passionate people, we have the 6th house of health and well-being. That is the energy that's coming in for you this week, is to looking at your health. How are you taking care of yourself? How are you appreciating yourself? Right? This is about health. This is about you and your area of well-being. This is really a critical part because a lot of times I feel it's not being taken care of or not being taken care of in a way it should be. You know, being that taboo, and you're opposite Taurus. So, you know, this is, you know, you're opposite the logic. Taurus, the logic. Nope, we can't burn bridges. We got to talk things over, blah, 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 blah. In comes Scorpio, and Scorpio's like throwing up their middle finger and saying, fuck you all. I'm going to do it my way. I don't care. You say I need to lose weight. Well, blah-de-da, I ain't going to do that. I don't want to do that. So the energy for health and well-being is really a big one for you. And taking care of your health. Are you going for walks? Oh, my husband's coming in. Are you taking care of yourself? Yes. Oh, no, it's my grandson coming in with his banana. So are you taking care of self? Are you taking care of... Oh, where are you going? You're going to go see Auntie Listra?
No.
No? You're going to talk to the people? Say hi.
Hi.
He's eating his banana.
He's going with his grandpa.
You going with Grandpa? Yeah? He's going with Grandpa. And does Grandpa have bottles today?
Couple. Don't know
Ooh, and then you're going to go to the dollar store? Yeah. And then you're going to get toys? Yeah, Papa always buys him toys. Everybody's saying hello. Okay. Have a good day.
So we have any? Same.
Yeah. So, hey, Steve. So, so my grandson makes an appearance. He does that every once in a while. The 6th house of bringing in that what you need, right? You love Steve's voice. Bringing in what you need, bringing in that health and well-being. Now, I'm Scorpio. When it comes to my health, and I'm looking at the coffee, I got water. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like someone telling me what I need to do, especially when it comes to my health. Don't tell me about my health, right? So this energy is coming in and saying this is a wake-up call. I feel there's a wake-up call that's coming in for a lot of the Scorpios, you know, and what you need to do for you. What is it that you need to start to appreciating your body more and appreciating your well-being better? And the world card, now the world card keeps appearing. The world card's coming in is like to be being open to different ways, different possibilities. And the big part here, I feel, with this energy that's coming in is that allowing yourself to be open to that, but allowing yourself to, you know what, it's okay. It's okay that I might not like that, you know, because the thing is that Scorpios are truth. They're truth. You want the truth. You think Geminis are truth? Oh boy, Bring in the Scorpios, because Scorpios can tear you apart with the truth, you know, because they bring you to that depth. And I think for their own selves, they're good at bringing other people down to the depths, but they got to bring themselves down. Bring themselves down to that base, And the castle came in with Carolyn Mize, you know, when she wrote her book about the castle, about bringing in, and the castle has to do with Saint Teresa of Avila, who talks about the soul's journey about going into the depths and having a conversation with whoever's in there and saying, hey, what's going on here? What do I need to work on? And with that, you're going to find that there's going to be opportunities and things that can help you and guide you upon your way. But you know what? Here's the big part. My little Scorpios. You got to have patience with this all. You got to have patience. You got to be patient in order for all of this to start happening for you. Getting better health does not happen overnight. There's not a quick fix pill. Losing weight is not a quick fix pill. Getting heart health is not a quick fix pill, right? Looking at things is not, you know, it's not like it's quick and then it's done, right? It's, you know, there's a lot that goes on. And if you are on a mission to lose weight and to get healthy, if you're on that mission, right, there's things that are going to come off you, things that are going to be revealed to you that maybe you don't like. And that's to have that humility and to have that humbleness with it, you know, because I know we like to be the scary side, you know, the intimidator, but it is also looking at that, you know, what is your spiritual, what is, you know, health and spiritual is an agenda. So what is that spiritual growth that you want for yourself? Do you do a meditation practice? Do you have a prayer practice? Do you journal? Do you do your gratitudes, your IMs? This is on a regular basis, at least twice a day. You need it. If you don't have it, then you're going to find that you're going to go off kilter, right? And right now, the thing is that one beautiful thing about the Scorpios right now, we have nobody in our sign. We only had one new moon or full moon this year. Hallelujah. So we're kind of in this area of saying, okay, we've done a lot of work. We've taken people through a lot of work and a lot of hell. So now we sort of have this clearness, there's this clarity that's coming in for us in order to do what we need. And the jewel within a teardrop. Oh, appreciation, spiritual, emotional, recognition. Knowing that we've gone through a lot, knowing that there's been a lot, because we ended a cycle in Scorpio. So there's been a lot of things that have been going on. We had Saturn in there, you know, what is it, 7 years ago? So we had Saturn in there. You know, we had Mars retrograde. We had Venus retrograde. We had all of this crazy energy. In came Jupiter. When Jupiter came in from Libra, came in the Me Too movement, came in all of this. So it's this activation that has all happened. And maybe it's a time for us to go within, and this is a week of us being able to say, you know what, we need a little bit of a timeout. We need some time to look at other possibilities of where we need to go, what we need to do, but have patience with this as it unfolds for us. It's not going to be an automatic, boom, here it is. So this is really a beautiful week of reflection, a beautiful week of bringing in that, this card wants to come out. It's the Four of Pentacles. So bringing in that balance of knowing that we are going to be supplied for. Sometimes this is, you know, brings in a little bit of a lack, but knowing that we can let go of, we don't always have to be, you know, so inward, so afraid, right? So this is allowing for that and knowing that things are going to be put into a better place for us as we start in with that healing. This would be a wonderful week to really get out in nature a lot for Scorpios. Get out, get connected with nature, get connected with the energies, you know, that are out there for you, and to allow for things to do things differently. So maybe maybe it's starting a new meditation. Maybe it's starting for you to look at places where you need to slow down in order to allow for that healing to happen. And when you do it, you're going to find that there's appreciation there, appreciation for self, and others will have that appreciation for you. But things are going to be okay. Things are going to be okay because there's a little bit of a control freak there coming in. Whew. Scorpio. Moving on to the Sagittarius, mutable fire. Whew. Sometimes you'll find a little bit of the readings will, like, yeah, that makes sense for me too. So, I mean, the beautiful thing about a chart, we all have these different aspects within us in some way. Maybe not as strong as what others do, but there's still that part of us that is. We all have a part of Leo in us. We all have a part of Cancer in us. We all have a part of Aries in us, because even though in the chart, there might not be a planet there, but it represents something. It represents something. Okay, Sagittarius. So if you haven't ordered your July Tarot horoscope, order your July Tarot horoscope. Help you with the energies of July and what's coming in. We have the 12th house for you, Sagittarius. Oh, this is an area of your life that is overwhelming. You yield to greater cause of power. The 12th house is ruled by Pisces. It's ruled by Neptune. So there's a lot to do with internal work, a lot to do with the occult, secrets, things coming out, things ending, things beginning. And I feel for the Sagittarius, there's a lot of things. I mean, I feel like you've had kind of a rough go the last few weeks when it comes to maybe love life or, spirituality in around that area. And I feel that this is coming, there's this, overwhelming, because there's a lot of overwhelming energy that's been around you. And Jupiter being in, home, he's retrograde right now, is sort of a lot of bombardment there because now, the sun is with Jupiter, highlighting things that are going to be expanding. What's expanding in your world? What is it that you want to expand in your world? And maybe you're just feeling just totally overwhelmed by it all, but you need to bring in the unity. So bring in help, family, friends, community. This is a time of understanding a lot of that there is love around you. There's a unity of love around you, but that being overwhelmed is really getting to you. And the Phoenix comes in to let you know that you're going to rise above this all. There's a rising energy that's coming in for you to step out of whatever is holding, whatever, because there's a lot of weight there that I'm feeling with a lot of Sagittarius. So there's a lot of weight that's holding you down, a lot of energy that's holding you down. And there is a greater cause. There is power there for you, but you really need to look at the community. You need to have a community around you to help to give you that support. It's like anything, when chi moves within the body, it needs a support system. Otherwise it burns out. If you don't have a support system with that energy going forward, you burn out and it can't get to what it needs to do. So when we're looking at the energies within yourself, what kind of support, what kind of, energy is around you to help you to move on? And your liver is coming in. So things to do with the liver. So in Chinese medicine, the liver is the general, right? So the general is coming in, and the general does what it does. It goes forward. It's getting things done. It's filtering. What are you doing to filter things through? What are you doing to get that filtration through? Because if it's blocked in some way, and the liver is blocked, of course, all these toxins go back into your body. And I feel this is part of that overwhelming. So I feel like a gentle cleanse needs to happen with a lot of Sagittarius, a gentleness this week of maybe bringing in some water with some lemon or, doing some infusions when it comes to nettle, a nettle infusion, or doing a oat straw infusion, bringing in that netting, bringing in that netting of the cellular basis of allowing things to be cleansed. So I feel like a nice gentle cleanse needs to be done for a lot of the Sagittariuses out there, to sort of allow for whatever is no longer working within the body to flush it out, to get it moving, in order for you to find that divine understanding, for you to be able to find that alignment that you've been looking for. So yeah, there's a lot happening for you this week, Sagittarius, and in doing that, I think you're going to overcome a lot. Got a jumper card. So this is hidden path. This is marriage of spirit and matter. So there's a hidden path there for you. So that hidden path is in the center there, right? So there's coming in, there's the eye of Horus. So there's the all-seeing eye, there's something there for you. But you have that arrow to God. You have the basis of being here, but you have an arrow to God. Totally changed my diet to clean foods only the last month. No sugars. Right on. Overwhelmed for sure. Yeah, a lot of overwhelming. And I feel this is, with Jupiter being at home, and he's going to be there till the first week of December. And, this energy coming in for you, and this retrograde that's happening right now, is like there's a lot highlighting there of you wanting to make changes. I need to make changes. I need to cleanse. And this week, you're going to find more of an emphasis on it. So really honor yourself with this all, right? Honor yourself with the cleansing and stuff like that. But I feel there's something there, and I'm seeing that you need support with the chi. You need support with the chi. If you're not supported with the chi, which is your energy, your prana, if there's no support there, you're going to burn out. So whether that's, with a cleanse or whatever, you need something to support your, and I feel like it's like a coating coming over to coat you, to coat you. So I think that's more of the internal, because I got a lot of the tubulars coming in. So I got a lot of tubes coming in that I'm seeing for a lot of the Sagittarius. So I think you need some kind of tubing there, something. It's on a cellular basis. So I'm going to go with oat straw. Oat straw you can get at a food store sometimes. You might have to order it online. But oat straw, if you get some really nice oat straw is a fabulous builder of the cellulose level. It rebuilds the cells. It has sort of a mucousy type, and it helps to rebuild. And I feel that oat straw is really a fabulous one to help to rebuild. And you could do it in an infusion. And an infusion is just a really in-depth, where we pour boiling water over a cup of oat straw in a mason jar, and we just let it sit there for 4 hours, and it extracts all the beautiful nutrients in the oat straw. And then what we do after that is that we drain it out, right? And the dregs and stuff like that, the oat straw, we throw into the recycling, and then we drink the oat straw. You can add sugar to it if you want to, or you could just drink it straight up. It's not that bad tasting. It tastes like oats straw. It just tastes like oats. So it's not really a bad tasting. It's not a bitter tasting or anything like that. But drinking that, I feel like right now, a cup a day or even 2 cups a day of it, oat straw. It is fabulous. It is actually a vitality one. It rebuilds your blood sugar levels to bring you that balance back and help you with the balance. So oat straw, check into it. Look up Suzanne Weed. These are holistic treatments. Yes. Well, I'm a holistic nutritionist, herbalist, aromatherapist. I have many different modalities. So I've done it for a while. So, and if it comes in through a reading, I share it out. So that's what it is. you know, and being, I won't call myself a medical intuitive because I can't, don't pick up like, but I pick up things that are going on within a body. Choices. Ooh. Decisions. With all of this, there's a lot of decisions that Sagittarius have to make. A lot of decisions, because that's why they're overwhelmed. There's so many decisions that they can need to make. They're just like, I don't want to do it anymore. Take time. Take a step back. Allow yourself to breathe. It's really important for you guys to step back and breathe through this all. If you're not, then yeah, then you're going to get a lot of heart things going on, a lot of palpitations, a lot of being overwhelmed with it all. Hawthorn berries are fabulous for that. Hawthorn is great for the nervous system. It's number one thing recommended by most herbalists when it comes to anything to do with the heart, high blood pressure, and things along that line. But it's something that can be taken on an ongoing, and it's not harmful, right? So something like that, because I feel like there's so many choices that you just need to get out. I got like a, you know what, I just feel like I just want to take the Sagittarius, I want to sit you all down and like, okay, we're going to put you on a regimen of oat straw. Okay, got you guys going. Got you get, you know, your blood sugars balancing. And now I want to give you some, you know, a little bit of hawthorn berry. I really want to help you with the heart here, because I feel like the heart is, you know, the connections between the heart and the head are just going really fucked up. And so if it's not hawthorn, I'd go with motherwort and bring in the motherwort, or holy basil would be another really good one. Tulsi tea. You know, take a tea, start drinking Tulsi tea, which would be another really nice one because it's a very calming effect, and bring in that calmness and help with the stress. Because when you have too many decisions on your go and things going crazy around you, I feel there's, you just get all muddled. And then Sagittarius are just constantly moving anyways, and they're all over the damn place, getting you to calm down and sit down and say, okay, you know, let's just breathe. You're just like, oh, okay. Because, you know, you're known as the party sign. I mean, you're ruled by Jupiter. And there's been a lot of Jupiter Neptune energy going on, right? So there's a lot of Jupiter Neptune energy. Neptune is like, you know, this energy of back and forth energy going between the two brothers. And it's like Neptune is saying, but look at this. Hey, we could go on a real great trip. And Jupiter is saying, yeah, that's a door, but I don't want to open that door. I don't think that door has been closed for a while. And Neptune is coming in, and they're both retrograde. So they're both, you know, going back over what they just went over and saying, okay, well, there's these opportunities that were here. And they're like, oh, let's just dream about it. And you're just like, tired of fucking dreaming. I just want to get on with things. So there's a lot going on with Sagittarius right now, and especially with that Neptunian and Jupiter alliance, which is going to be going on for most of the year. So really be cautious with how you're dealing with things and how, you know, emotional that you've been feeling. So Capricorns. Capricorn. So with Capricorns, we have the South Node, we have Saturn, and here comes a card just flying out. Saturn, we have Saturn in there, and we have Pluto. Both of those are retrograde too. Retrograde means that the planet looks like it's going backwards as the Earth is passing. And those two are kind of like those, I call them the mafia. Those are the mafia brothers. We got Pluto and Saturn. They want to do things. They're the guys on the street that want to get things done. You know, you go talk to them. And sometimes if they don't like you, they just like throw you out. And then we have the South Node coming in and saying, but we're not going to do it that way. That's the way we've always done it. Why are you doing it? You're going to go back to the old ways? So old ways are coming up. And Saturn and Pluto are looking at it and saying, no, we don't want to do it that way anymore. We want to restructure. But what does that restructuring look like? And so they get bombarded by a lot. And we're going to have a lot to do with Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn by the end of this year. You know, there's going to be this Saturn-Pluto conjunction that's going to come in, and it's going to be pretty heavy duty. So Capricorns are going through a whole restructuring. God help the Capricorn this week, because it all has to do with your money house, your second house. How are you restructuring your money? The Mafia Brothers. That's what I call them. I call them the Mafia Brothers. You You gotta love my analogies with the planets when you get to know them. You're just like, ah. Yeah. So this is where this money is coming in, assets, finances, your limitations. This is coming down. And now when you with Capricorn's a goat, Capricorns are cardinal. They are the beginning of winter. They are like, this is the way we're doing, this is what we need. If we don't have all of this, they are the karmic sign. They're ruled by Saturn karmic sign. We got structure, we got things, we're the patriotic, we're all of this. Right? So this is coming in of, what do you mean you're going to shake up my money? What do you mean I'm going to be shaken up? And that's Taurus. That's Taurus with Uranus. So there's things going on with Uranus and Saturn and Pluto, and saying, okay, I got to shake this up. And what does that look like? And how am I supposed to do that? Comes down to goals. And what are your goals? What is it? And this is money again. Look at this money on there. So there's a lot to do with money this week, Capricorn, on how you're earning money, what's coming in, what is progressive, what are your personal goals? Your personal goals. And how does that have to do? And now we want to bring in some feeling here, because we have Cancer is opposite you with the North Nodes, and it's saying, what are you feeling? What are you lacking? Why do you keep pushing family away? Why does it always have to go, 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 go? We don't want that. We're building a community. We're building things in a different way. But you get worried. If I stop working, I got to do this. It's the banker on the street. I got to go work. I got to get this. This is what we're going to do. This is, in order to get that paycheck. But when you get the paycheck, are you enjoying what it is that you need to do? Or is it that you go back, I got it, got to go get another one, got to go get another one. I got the 7 dwarfs coming in, and they're going off into the mine, and they just got to work in order to get what they need to do, because that's what they feel that's the only thing they can do. But this is setting up new goals, and you need to trust your intuition, because the snake comes in. The snake comes in and saying, there's changes that need to be done, because you got to shed away your old ways. You have no choice. Whew, doing that to a Capricorn. Oh my God, that's the Tower coming in. That's healing. There's healing that's coming in for you. You got to heal. You got to look at, because there's a better path. But you got to watch how this better path is. How do you want it paved? Have you put it down? Have you started looking at your goals and what it is to have your money goals? And have you reached your money goals? And why isn't that satisfactory for you? What is it that you keep on striving for? What are you looking for when it comes to your money goals? Because if you reach it, or you're constantly striving for it and you get there, and it's like, oh, okay, I got it, that's nice. But you're not enjoying, so there's something amiss there, some misconnection there. If you're wanting happiness and you're feeling like, okay, finances, money, all right. So this is looking at, what do you value? What are your values? What are your values when it comes to family? What are your values when it comes to friends, spirituality? Where is that on your list? Is it down here or is it up here? Where are your values? And this is a big one for you, I feel. I feel like this is like bringing in a huge response, a new response for you. And it's reflection. It's reflection. Reflection is coming in. To reflect, to sit there and do that self-examination. But be careful that it doesn't get too distorted, that you get too lost in it all, and that you get into the self-blame and hate. This is about just a nice self-reflection of saying, okay, this week I just want to re-look at my goals. What are my goals? What am I evaluating? And what is it that I need to start looking at? And it's important because something seems to be not in alignment for you. Whoa. And your card is the Fool. So it's starting a new journey. I know, Capricorns, that's as bad as get it in the Tower. That means I'm rearranging your direction and having you look at things in a new way. But that's what this energy is doing. The energy is getting you to look at things in a new way. And not only is Uranus coming in with the energies upon you, but so is Neptune. Neptune is coming in and it's saying, you know, we got to look at things in a new way. We got to highlight things in a new way. What are those dreams? What are those expectations? And of course, Saturn and Pluto are just like, you're trying to tell me what the hell to do. So it's taking that time of reflection. It's allowing yourself to go upon that new journey and just try it out, because it's going to lead you to a lot more healing. It's going to lead you to somewhere more powerful than where you've been. And you're going to be more satisfied when it comes to your financial well-being. I know Capricorns don't want to hear that. But truth bomb. Aquarius. Oh, Aquariuses. My lovely Aquariuses. My flirty sign. Little flirts. They love to flirt. They love to get out there. Oh, you're welcome. I know I'm almost on here 2 hours. Don't realize how much going through these signs and stuff, but it is. I don't know how much time it is until I look at on Facebook Live, and it has a little timer there. And Facebook, hallelujah, Facebook, thank you very much to the Facebook gods for not kicking me out. Okay, Aquarius, and thank you guys for sticking with me. I know you guys have come in and out. She's like, oh, she's still on? What is she doing now? So we're on Aquarius. If everybody have a great day. Blessings to you, Dave. Have a blessed one. So if I've already done your sign, you know, come back later, watch the replay, fast forward it. Okay? And I know those at the end of the sign are just like, oh my God, when is she going to get to my sign? So we're on Aquarius. Follow it in order. That's what I do. You chose to become Aquarius. Remember that. Everybody chooses their sign. There's a reason why you're that sign. You chose it for a reason. And that's interesting. That's an interesting fun fact. Because when I look at people's self notes, okay, I can see why you did this, this, and this, and I can see why you came back in to this into this lifetime and to do this, right? So it's very interesting. And we have your 5th house, your inner child health. So this is about bringing in play. This is about creativity. It's about getting out there. And I got finger painting and doing all this kinds of stuff and just getting into that playful side. There's been a lot of overwhelmness with you, and I feel like this is time to get into the fun. There's a movie that Dr. Wayne Dyer did. I can't remember it, but one of the scenes is this mom is getting back into her art, and her kids didn't even know she could paint and stuff, but she needed that time to reconnect, you know, to reconnect with herself. And I feel like that's really happening with a lot of Aquarius. It's getting into reconnecting with self, reconnecting with who you are, and that inner part for you to bring forth and to journey. So the plane comes in to journey, to step out. And journeying could be a physical journey or it could be a metaphysical journey. But it's allowing yourself to explore, to get out there, to explore new things. And Aquarius is like that. They like to explore new things. They get bored, you know, and they get bored if they have to do the same thing over and over and over again. They like variety, to bring in that variety. And I feel like it's like, maybe it's like, is it a variety within your yoga routine? Because yoga is starting to come in for a few of you, on how you are stretching, how you are just coming back into your own self, a self-expression of dance, and bringing in that movement and allowing for that movement to come in, because there's a transformation with this all. There's a transformation once you start doing that inner work, when you start getting into that inner play, when you start allowing and bringing in that romance, that sexuality. Sexuality is coming in quite strong for you guys. So coming into, what is my sexual being? What am I like sexually? You know, do I like sex? There you go. You know, and what is that for me to be getting back in touch with that with that creativity of me. And I feel like with that can come in some daydreaming, can come into some elusiveness and allowing for that. And with that comes a transformation. Tantra is so powerful. Tantra yoga, because it's getting into our essence. I know everybody says, oh, it's all about sex. Sexuality is one part of it. Tantra is getting into that inner self of who we are and allowing our connection to the divine. And that's the whole thing, is that connection to the divine and beyond, because that's where you come in. You know, you come in to be that new connection, that new community. And I feel this is a week of you connecting and reconnecting with your own self, and taking time for it, taking some time for it all. So stepping out is important for you, and playing. And if it is, maybe the trip is just maybe a small weekend trip, or maybe the trip is that you're planning to go on summer vacay somewhere. So this is bringing in that trip. And of course, I got reflection for you too. Bringing in that reflection, bringing in that nuances. And as you bring in those nuances, you're going to find that it's like, oh, okay, kind of like this. This is where I want to be. This is, it feels good, and it's bringing in this transformation for me. And I'm not going to get too lost in this. And it's bringing in that balance of the give and the receive. So there's a balance that's coming in. Are you giving too much, or are you receiving too much? So there's a balance of give and take that's coming forth for you, and to look at, you know, what is that balance that I need in order to bring in that creativity, to bring in my sexuality, to bring in that romance, and balance it out with the rest of my life. Balance it out with my family, balance it out with my work. How can I bring this balance, this transformational balance, into my everyday being? And that's really a reflection that you have to look at this week, on how you can bring that all in to whatever you do. And it's, you know, it could be the way you dress. Maybe you want to wear something a little bit different, or maybe, you know, maybe it is that you got to wear a certain outfit all the time, or wherever you work, right? Or wear something, but maybe underneath you want to bring in something a little bit more alluring, or it's a cologne, or it's a perfume that you want to wear, or maybe it's your makeup, maybe it's your hair, getting more creative with your hair and doing something that you haven't done with your hair before, and bringing in that creativity with your hair. Could be changing up your glasses, your beads, whatever it is. This is getting into some funness. And it could be that you start to paint, and that painting is a releasement. So when you go to work, or when you go and you relate to the family and you're out there, it brings in the peace. It brings in that peacefulness. So this is a real strong week for you of reflection, of getting into the playfulness. What did I do in a past life to choose to be all Mercury? It'd be interesting. Ashley, it'd be, you know, I haven't ever seen your chart, but where your South Node is. Find out where your South Node in your natal chart is. And then we go from there, because that tells a lot. And then what's going on in your 2nd and your 8th house, or even your 4th house. 4th house would be interesting. So yeah, but with Aquarius, it is that time of reflection. I feel like it's like this calmness coming in for you, and then you get the happiness. 10 of Cups, family, emotion, everything comes in for you, but you can't have it unless you're going through this process. This can't happen if you're not allowing yourself to journey, if you're not allowing yourself to do the transition and the transformation and have that fun and that play. It can't come in. So when you do that, it starts to happen. It starts to unfold. You start to be able to sit back and have that reflection and see and do it and say, oh man, this is a great day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So doing that is so important, so important, in order for you to have that balance. I pulled out 2 cards for you. I didn't even realize that, but bringing that balance. But God's wanted me to do that for you. There you go. And finally, drum roll please, and I'll take a drink of water for this, is Pisces. My Pisceans, my fish, you're mutable. You're at the end of winter. You're at the end of the season. You rule the 12th house. You are the occult sign. You are the sign that brings in the connection to God. You are ruled by the dreamer and the drug lord. That dreamer and drug lord also brings in a lot of other stuff. Because if you're not following your path, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're miserable as hell. Alcoholism, drug abuse, workaholic are all part of your sign, the bad side. The other part, the other part is that you're also that connection. You also have that automatic intuition. But sometimes you like to go out in the middle of the ocean and not take your barge and dock it to come on land. Coming on land gives you the legs of groundedness to allow for you to ground. It's hard to ground if you're in the middle of the sea. There's great depths and pressure there to get there and to get into that grounding and allow for that grounding to happen. So Pisces, this week, you got the Cancer card. It's an emotional, sensitive, caring, loving. It is your sister sign. It is emotion. And I feel there's a lot of emotion going on with the Cancers or with Pisces this week. A lot of inner workings, because with Neptune, which he goes retrograde every year, but this is bringing back the tide of you looking at what is there that I missed, what is there that I can release or let go. And I feel it's like going into, if you've ever been to the ocean, you have little tide pools, and these little tide pools are filled with a fabulous little ecosystem that's there, right? And this little ecosystem that's there is something for you to look in. It's like finding, what is your ecosystem? Your ecosystem is probably not like anybody else's, right? So Pisces is really looking into that. Okay, this is where I want to be. I like to be over here. It's great that everybody else is over here, but this is what I want to start doing. This is where I want to start exploring. And this is bringing in, because it's aligned with me. It's aligned with what I want for my family. It's aligned for me with what I want for the rest of the world. And how is that, and this is also coming in because Cancer also deals with family, deals with, children and working with children, and it's very sensitive. So there's a lot of sensitivity that's coming in there. And Pisces are quite sensitive, but they can also get very off there, off into another world, off, if you don't give a Pisces a list of exactly what to do, when to do it, and what time, then get lost. They can get lost in it all. So this is bringing that in and looking at your wishes. Ooh, wishes. What do you wish to be? Where do you wish to go? What do you wish for? So this is looking at, with all of this energy, this emotional and sensitive energy, is like your heart desire is coming true. There's a heart desire. What is that heart desire? And this is where you're going in and saying, yeah, I'm working. This is, this little tide pool, this little area that I like to be in. That's what I'm working towards, because when I work towards this, when I work with this, it's going to help not only me, it's going to help my family. This is going to bring in a lot of greatness for me. But of course, there's patience with this all, because because you're working with the tide pool, what comes in? The tide. And you got to know that there's this ebb and flow that needs to happen for you in order for you to fulfill what it is. Because so sometimes the tide pool changes. There's different things that come in. And for you, it's like, okay, well, I acquired this, I did this. Well, let me see what else there is for me. So I feel like there's a lot going on for Pisces. And it's important for you to start looking into maybe more of, psychology, sociology, working with the mind. I think there's more to it for you, and start to bring in, I got tarot cards, so bring in tarot cards. and things. So more of a mystery occult stuff coming forth for you. And with that, oh, I got 2 cards stuck together. Okay. Evolution, so there's change. There's change there for you, Pisces. There's a lot of change happening with the emotional and spiritual side. But you got to slow down in order for you to appreciate it all. And with that appreciation comes this beautiful rising above. You're going to be rising above it all. But that makes sense because you are that connection. You do rise above, you do connect and bring it down. And it's that connecting and bringing it down, not staying up there. Because I know a lot of Pisceans don't like to stay in this world. They like to be out there. But this is, you're here to bring it down. There's a reason why you're here. You're here to bring it down, not to continually escape. Your escapism can be 101 different things. But this is you to rise above whatever you're escaping from in order for you to get into that emotional and feel it and allow for you to bring it down into the earth. There's a reason why the tides are recessing right now. It's allowing for you to get off the barge, to feel that firmness. Sand can be pretty firm. It can. So stand on it to allow. And if you sink in a little bit, that's okay. You're just getting those roots and allowing for yourself to get those roots in. All right? Because you're, it's being the 12th house, being the last house, everything comes in and it sort of ends with you, right? So everything to do with, when it comes to, what did you dream? What did you want? What are your desires? What are your values? And I feel for you, it's like coming forth and, okay, I just need to slow down. I need to start looking at more of my life and how does this really work for me? And how is that going for me? Because I feel like there's a lot of tiredness. I get tired when I see this card. I get tired even, either fighting against things that aren't in your alignment, and you're finally looking and saying, okay, you know what? I'm now done. I'm now done, and I'm going to trust my divine, and I'm going to trust this energy coming forward in order for me to go forward upon my path. But I need to get clarity with that, and with that, there's the transformation. So it's a powerful week for you of doing some inner work there. There you guys go. My battery's dying. So have a fabulous week. Thank you. Share this out. Share this out. And, if it's going to be uploaded and you guys can look at your sign and see where it is. So have a fabulous, fabulous day. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. Journey Club is starting in September soon for anybody who's interested in Journey Club. It is starting up again in September. I've put it up so that if you are thinking about it, take a look at it, because that is my signature course and it is a transformational journey for you. Blessings, everybody. Talk to you soon. Love you all. Bye-bye. Whoa. Oh, I guess Facebook doesn't want me off. First it wants me off, then it doesn't. Okay, there we go. Bye-bye, everybody. Blessings.